Hello. During this video, I'm going to explain what is appropriateness, how does it look like, and why sometimes we have challenges on doing what is appropriate or detaching from behaviors that are going against the flow. First of all, what is appropriate is based on universal consciousness, support, and language. What I mean is that when you take a decision that is appropriate, it's going to support you at all levels. It's going to support your well-being, your emotional, mental, spiritual, and physical state for you to remain stronger, create a nice sense of contentment, happiness in your life, and to be able to share your dharma or your life purpose with others and feel fulfilled. Some of the things that I have noticed that people get confused with appropriateness is that they think it's just one thing. You do something that is appropriate and that's going to remain the same. Well, it's not. When you do what is appropriate, you enter into a flow in the language of universal consciousness. So you're going to enter into this ocean that you're going to have the ability, if you are centered enough, to ride with the wave and continue feeling that you're making progress in life, in your business or in your relationship. It's not about making things permanent. It's about you remaining in a state that you're creating less distortion for you and negative karma that you're going to encounter. One of the things that I also have noticed is that sometimes some people feel that what is appropriate is based on what is good and bad for you. It's not. Good and bad is part of a duality. Everything that you feel that is good for you, you also have another end that is bad for you. It's like up and down, hot and cold. So you don't want to do things that you feel that they are good for you. You want to do things that are appropriate for you. And you want to be able to get out of the duality, which always keep you stuck in the same wheel over and over again. And your mind gets stuck and attached on perpetuating that which it feels is good. And it's going to trying to create a permanent state, and you're just going to become pretty, how would I say, pretty confused, dissatisfied when things are not going the same way as they used to be before, because you're just looking for permanence in the transient. What is appropriate is transcendental. Even if you don't see it right away, the benefits is working and is supporting you. That's another aspect when we take decisions that are appropriate. Something else that I have noticed is that when you take an appropriate decision, that doesn't mean it's going to be easy. Because if you have spent 10 or 20 years of doing what is inappropriate, it's going to take some elbow grease to trying to clean up the mess when you finally stop doing the inappropriate. So it's going to, at the beginning, you're going to have to work it. You're going to have to clean up relationships that are toxic in your life. You're going to have to work on your karmic baggage. You're going to have to work on your discernment. You're going to have to work on your spiritual healing. You're going to have to work on the emotional healing. You're going to have to create an environment that supports your growth, so you can continue feeling that you're making movement and become more satisfied with the intimacy that you have within your own essence and within your own self with universal consciousness. Something else. It's not true that doing what is appropriate, in my personal opinion, is never going to change. Things are going to change even when you do what is appropriate. Let's see that you bought a house and it was appropriate when you bought it. But you plan to stay there for the rest of your life. But then something happened to the house, things start crumbling down, collapsing. And you feel, well, when I bought this house, it was appropriate, but now things have changed. I feel that I have to move. So don't second guess yourself anymore. Just feel it out, because what you're doing is that what you want to do is to continue with the rhythm of life. When something changes, it's going to be for something greater. So don't step on one stone that it feels nice and firm and feel that that's never going to crumble, because it may crumble under your feet if you are not aware enough to make the change. Two things that are going to serve you to continue doing what is appropriate in an effective way. You're going to have to develop a strength in your energy fields. That means clearing a lot of the karmic baggage. You're going to have to work on patterns that are not supporting your authenticity. You're going to have to work on your environment, on relationships, on situations that you normally put yourself into. So you're going to have to be able to create that space. That space is going to give you your spiritual strength. You're going to, it's like going into your house and you're going to clear the space of things that they don't serve you, that you don't need anymore. Why? Because you want to be able to enjoy the house. You're going to be able to navigate the house. You're going to be able to go from the living room to the kitchen with ease and not have a whole bunch of junk that doesn't let you move or even breathe within your same space. Having a lot of karmic baggage and distortion, what it's going to do is going to suffocate you. You're going to feel that you just want to run and you don't even know. So you want to create that inner strength in your field, in your auras, in your mental level. You want to become more emotional stable. So you want to do, how I mentioned before, you want to have to put some elbow grease and, clean all the junk. Because you cannot swim to a nice place that you can rest if you have 1,000 anchors on your feet. So you want to be able to cut those ties and release the anchors, even if it is one by one. So take your time, but not too long. A lot of the stuff can be done very quickly as well. And some are going to take some time. It's more up to you to decide that you're ready to take the shift and to change mindsets. When you do that, you're going to develop skills to say to yourself, this is what it needs to take place. This is what I need to do. Because by then you already know that what it needs to take place has nothing to do with what you like and what you don't like. You are working from a higher mental space and stability. That's why they say the masters, they don't be swayed by the desires or the likes or the dislike. You do it because it needs to take place to continue supporting you at all imaginable levels, to continue your progress in your spiritual development and in your spiritual unfoldment, and making you strong so you can have access to all this new information on how to guide your life. So bottom line, this is the things that I wanted to share with you on things that I have noticed through the years, where some of us may be making, maybe deviating, or maybe are not as clear why it's so significant to do what is appropriate and to take appropriate decisions. So I'm just going to wrap it up real quick, going over what I just mentioned. We do what is appropriate, not because we like it or we dislike it. Or we think it's good or bad. We do what is appropriate because it's going to help us harmonize our entire being at the mental, at the emotional, at the spiritual, at the etheric, and at the physical level. We do what is appropriate, not because it's easy. We do what is appropriate because it's going to create a capacity for us to be more blissful, more joyful, and have more life force to support our human experience. We do what is appropriate to create the skill to navigate life, navigate the waters without creating so much distortion and making ourselves and our energy fields lighter so we can radiate the beautiful energy that we all are, the essence of whom we are. We can become stronger, and we are not so easy to be swayed from side to side, or people to just pull a string to manipulate on us, and we don't know what is happening, that we're losing ourselves. But we do what is appropriate to become a spiritual strong. I hope that this has clarified some of the questions that you may have, or maybe just bring some insights for you. And this is one of the first videos that I'm creating on how to simplify oneness and spirituality. Because it doesn't need to be that hard. If you keep it simple, if you understand the dynamics, that things can be proven to you and you can validate what is to live in harmony. And you can also validate why you are not in harmony based on how much distortion is being created or you are being stagnant in. It becomes tangible. It becomes a process where it could be very rewarding for you to continue with your work of self-realization. Well, take care, and to a blissful mind and a joyful heart. Bye-bye.